so much has been installed since we were last here. Obviously when we were last here, there were just those two support columns there that were installed, and now we've installed most of this overbank turn and that one over there. But I bet the next part they're going to do is the vertical loop, because literally the element between this overbank turn and that one up there is the vertical loop. And I've got some scaffolding on the back of the station. I don't know what they could be doing. However, if it's anything like we saw last week, where they're removing literally parts of the station from theming, they could be changing the station building as well. I don't know how long it'll be until they start actually painting the lift hill, but like I said before, that might be when they've installed all of the new track. Welcome to part 9 of the Rebirth of Nemesis, and so much, like I said in my vlog, it's been a while since I was last here, but so much obviously has occurred around Nemesis since we were last here, and there's been a major installation of the track, and I'm going to show you that in a moment, as well as some activity sort of in between Forbidden Valley and Cursed Autumn Manor, actually, which I'll show you later. But here on the observation platform, back again, I'm going to show you what's going on with Nemesis so far. So as you can see from here, the track is very nearly complete. There's only a few track sections left, and then they've pretty much finished for the tracks ride sections, and it's so amazing. But since we were last here, they have installed the 0G roll, the vertical loop, the helix, and now the first corkscrew. And the ride now is looking pretty much, apart from the colour scheme obviously, like it was last season with all the outside track anyway installed. There's a bit of track towards the pre-drop section, before the corkscrew, the turn just after the lift hill they've got to install, and then after that they've finished the track. And it's not just that that's going off as well either, they've even started doing something to this ride station building as well. As you can see, they've started painting the ride station grey, which is a bit strange. Obviously originally it was sort of a whitish sort of sandish colour. Now I've started painting the top and the Nemesis creature grey, and it looks very strange how they're doing it as well. Obviously this has all got to do with the new sort of story of the ride. Like John Walden said in an interview, it's going to be new theming and changes to the ride as well. Also, a thing about the vertical loop as well, the loop itself is, instead of being made up of 4 track sections like it was last season, it's now made up of 3 track sections. 3. So it's actually it's the same loop, it's the same scale as it was last season, but it's only using less track. It's very strange to see, but it's pretty interesting detail. I'm sorry I have to keep cutting it, because literally this voice keeps going off about the Phalanx, but obviously as you can see, the corkscrew is just there. You can't really see it really good from this angle, but the corkscrew is finished and it looks awesome. But yeah, obviously since we were last year, they've started painting. You can just see it, they started painting the lift hill sort of grey colour, and also the brakes as well. This will probably sort of be the undercoat of the track, sorry. And then after that's dried, they'll probably start painting it black with red veins to match with the rest of the ride. But yeah, it's really cool and so amazing to see the track is nearly finished for Nemesis. I'd imagine within the next few days, I'm not sure about today, but they have started installing track during the day, but not on the weekend, because it's Sunday today, and I don't think they'll install. Yeah, they've started, obviously, they're going to paint the lift hill with a undercoat, which is grey, and they're going to paint it to match with the rest of the ride. And then after that, they've just obviously got the rest of the ride's track to install, and then hopefully within the next few months, we'll start testing it. I don't know how long it will be before I start testing it though. It could be around October, November, but then again, there's probably some theming pieces and they've got to install. They've still got loads of work going on in the station building there, and it'll probably be until winter close season that they start testing the ride. We're going to go around to there, we're going to go down to that path, and I'm going to see what the corkscrew looks like from that angle. Instead, this is the part of the ride you can actually see from over the fence, the corkscrew, which is now complete, and that looks so awesome. And if we look through this hole, you can even... Oh, well, this is strange, they've covered it up. That's a bit weird. I wonder if they've covered the fence up so I can't actually see into the ride. I'm not sure if it has to do with construction, they may be hiding something, but then again, if they were hiding something, we might have been able to see it from the observation platform just up there. But yeah, that corkscrew is looking awesome. And it looks so iconic. Obviously, the iconic first corkscrew on the ride has been installed. And it looks really amazing. This whole area of the park is going to be so full of life next year when Nemesis reopens. Already been quite full of life when Subterra reopened and all this Phalanx storyline taking place in this one land. But yeah, it's going to be even more so when it opens next year. You can just see an angle of the new paints going on and the station building, and here we can probably see the helix. Oh my word, that is amazing. Usually when you're here last season there'd just be like a normal chain link like fence here. Obviously now there's a massive construction wall here which only has like a few holes you can look through, which is really cool to see. That helix is amazing. See it going down there into the pit of the ride. Yeah, that part, I'm not sure if that's just like that covered up part of the hole in the wall. I'm not sure if that's to do with like just like construction materials or if they're hiding something that we probably can't see from the platform. But yeah, from here you can get a better angle of the corkscrew and also the new paint on the lift hill. Yeah, they're painting it all, both the track and supports are being painted like grey, which, like I said earlier, might just be an undercoat, and they're going to paint it black and red veins to match with the rest of the ride. That is looking really cool so far. I'd imagine, like within the next few days, they're going to finish the section of track, the turn in after the lift hill. Obviously, when we were walking into the park earlier, I think I looked through the trees. That part hadn't finished yet, but they had started placing the support columns as well. If we can get around there later, I might show you a better like an angle of it. Support columns. I mean, the track is pretty much ready to put. I don't know whether any of the. Actually, I think the new track, the remaining pieces of track to have to install, is like just past those trees next to the behind area, backlot area, Subterra. So yeah, but it'll be only a matter of time before the ride's track is complete, and maybe like probably a month or two before it starts testing. So literally just outside of Rebirth Valley, near to Alton Manor, which is all the way down there, we've actually noticed like they've put up these warnings saying geothermal biohazards, and obviously I don't think they've done it today, but usually there'd be smoke coming out of these holes and you'd be able to hear like growling noises, some kind of creature. So as to describe it, kind of sounds a little bit like some kind of maybe like a tiger or wildcat or something. It's very hard to describe. Now what this could mean, I have no idea. Obviously at this moment in time the Phalanx doing the scientific investigation on Nemesis, which is way over there. So this could be a separate thing to Nemesis but still involved in some way. I don't know if it has anything to do with Scarefest because the Scare Maze lineup was leaked the other day. I'll talk about that in another video, but point being, there wasn't any like Nemesis or Phalanx stuff involved in the lineup. So this could easily be something to do with Nemesis, like the new storyline for when it reopens. Who knows, but it's very strange what they've done here. And obviously Phalanx have been very secretive about it because Alton Towers actually released a teaser video where it basically was like some leaked footage and then put these up, and then the person who filmed it got chased away by a Phalanx guard. So it might not be anything like major, but it could be. We'll probably find out later on, who knows. So yes, we're now outside the park, near the car park, just on the road. You can only just see through the trees. We've actually started placing the support columns for the turn just after the lift hill. And obviously it's kind of difficult to see because last time we were actually in this specific area, the trees, all the leaves have fallen off because it was winter. You can actually just see the end of where the last piece of track was placed. And obviously they're getting very close to completing the track. Like, I'd probably say maybe like 5, 6, 7 pieces of track left, if that, roughly. Because like that part there is literally the part of the ride just before the drop, which then leads into the corkscrew all the way down there. And yeah, it's amazing to think that like soon Nemesis will be back. It's going to be amazing. Yeah, I think you can just stand there, you can just about see, I think that's where the first drop is, and then which then leads into the corkscrew. And it's honestly amazing to actually be able to witness this. You can just see the supports here. What confuses me is how they actually put these support columns in. Like the crane is all the way over there. That crane obviously is used to place the pieces in that are like that you can actually see around the ride area, the main area. So then how they put these pieces in, just use like a smaller like other crane, or I don't know. But I'm pretty sure they might even just still use that crane there. But I'm not sure. Obviously, I think they will have used that crane when placing the pieces for the corkscrew. So if they've done that, then I wouldn't be surprised if they use that same crane for this part of the ride here. It's very amazing to see. Obviously, none of the actual track pieces themselves are in the car park anymore. The remaining track pieces, I'm pretty sure, is in a little sort of backstage area next to Subterra. That's probably on the opposite end of the trees through there. You can't even see the remaining track from here. But yeah, the track for the ride is nearly finished, and I cannot wait to see how much this will. It might even be finished next time we come here, because next time we come to Alton Towers will be for Oktoberfest. So if it has finished by then, I will be sure to capture it for you. So yeah, that is it for this episode of the Rebirth of Nemesis. It's been an absolutely amazing one to see, and obviously there's been so much progress going on with this ride. So many new elements have been installed since our last here. Obviously it's been a while since I was at Alton Towers. It was like start of July since our last here, so nearly 2 months ago, which is actually quite a while. But obviously they've installed a lot, and they're putting this all up really quickly. It's really amazing to see. And as for that geothermal biohazard, I don't know what that could be for. It could easily, I'm pretty sure it's 99.5% likely for when Nemesis reopens. I don't think it's got anything to do with Subterra. It's sort of giving off sort of similar Subterra sort of like feeling to it, because it's like an unknown creature. Obviously Subterra, that's about the Nemesis egg stored in the facility or the nest, but this is not an egg. Whatever's in that like little hut thing near Alton Manor, it's obviously a creature that it's already been born or hatched, whatever it is, and it's couldn't hear it today, but by the sounds of it, it's not a happy alien creature, whatever it is. But it's obviously, we'll probably find out more about that later. Like I said, I'm not sure if it has anything to do with Scarefest, because the maze lineup has already been leaked. However, if Alton Towers are actually willing to expand on the Scarefest lineup this year, which I'm not sure they will, but if they are, could be for a scare zone, who knows? We'll have to wait and see. So I want to thank you all very much for watching this video, and if you enjoyed it, then please make sure to like and subscribe, and comment what you'd like to see in the next video. Bye!